So, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy J Mitch, and this is my first pod, and I'm with.
Zakaya Kirkendall.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Um, I am a mental health therapist. I am a former D1 track athlete. And what else you want to know? It's kind of weird talking about my that way.
Just well, I just want the podcast, to
Yeah,
know you a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah. I'm a mental health therapist, a former D1 athlete, still really love to work out and spend time with family and friends and travel. And I'm really just getting into some hobbies now that I'm not an athlete anymore. So I've been engaging in boxing and ice skating and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh yeah, okay. So like, what do you want to be? You want to be like a therapist?
I am a therapist, yes.
Okay, wonderful. So that's perfect that you want the pod because I got some
Uh
great questions to
oh.
ask
Okay. Let me get ready.
you. Yeah. All right. So so my first question for you today is it ever acceptable to cheat in a relationship?
Well, are we speaking from personal? Are we speaking like from personal opinions or like objectivity? Because there's a difference.
Both. Let's hear from both
Okay,
sides.
so as a mental health therapist, if a client comes in and say I'm cheating on my spouse, I'm not obligated nor supposedly driven to tell them that if that's right or wrong against their moral compass. Their moral compass might be different than mine. So it's basically like
Yeah,
not adding my own values into whatever the client has got going on. I'm supposed to separate myself and my own personal values and morals from the client. So my job is to support and help them navigate through the situation. Um, and that also depends on the client rapport, which is the relationship with the client. Like if we real locked in and I kind of know their values and morals, I would probably remind them like, hey, this not of you. This is not your character. This is not what you stand for. I would probably confront that.
yeah.
But yeah, right now I'm working with kids, so that's different. But as far as me personally, no, no. I think relationships are special and it's a bond and it's the most intimate relationship in society. Like you're closer to your significant other than you are anyone else in the world.
I
Anyone
agree.
else, and that is including parents and siblings. So I think it's sacred and it's to be respected and kept as such.
Well, I agree with you to a sense because one time I was
Mm-hmm.
so loyal to a girl, and I just ended up getting
Okay.
my heart broke. I seen a dude like she used to mess with, so I'm like, I seen him text her phone. Like I don't even know if he slid up on the story, laughed at the post. I don't even know, but all I had in my mind was like, I'm not even gonna go talk to her about it. All I want to do is get my get back. I just want to get revenge. That's all I was thinking about. Like, yeah, I just want
Vengeful.
my
So
revenge.
how did that
So,
work out for you? So
it didn't work
being
out.
vengeful was productive. Was that did that
So,
help or harm you, or it kept you in the same state of mind or hurt?
well, what it was it didn't keep me in the same state of mind. It was a distraction, but it actually did work. Cause I'm like, so this girl thinks she's bigger than the program. She thinks she's better than me. So I took it out on like other females. I knew she wouldn't like me being
Oh,
with her.
that's
Some.
very sad. From a personal experience, it's sad because
Yeah. But
go
like you
ahead.
said, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like you said though, if somebody that's gonna be locked in or like you said, it's a sacred place. Nah, I wouldn't cheat. Nah, I wouldn't cheat. I wouldn't
Have
do
you
nothing
ever
like
heard
that.
of Mel Robbins? Okay, so she has a
Nah,
podcast, and
explain.
basically she has a theory and a book on a theory that's called "Let Them," and that's been a pivotal shift, integrating that into my life, because you have to allow and let people be exactly who they are, and you act according. Like, it's your locus of control. You can only control what you can control. So you control your reaction to people's behaviors, but you can't control their behaviors. But you still, I advocate to stand on your principles and stand on your character and your value. Don't let hurt change you, or don't let hurt drive you to do things that are just as unjust as that person, because now you're scooping down to their level. Like, I don't know. I always push myself to take the higher road, because at the end of the day, you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap the benefits of being a good person. And although it don't feel like it in the moment, eventually it's going to come, especially if you have faith and trust in God. Um, so I just let people be they are, let them behave exactly how they want to behave. And I just act according. So if they are a cheater, let them cheat. Let them cheat and just exit the relationship. You don't have to be vengeful or get a get back. Because trust me, if you believe in karma, the world's gonna deal with them.
But you as a
Huh?
therapist know, that's hard. That's the hardest thing to ever do. Leave
100%.
somebody that you love
I
or that you
agree.
claim you love.
It is hard. But we got to do hard things in
So
life. We have to. We can't. It's inevitable. A lot of things are hard. It's like choosing your heart.
yeah.
It's hard to grow, but it's also hard to stay stagnant. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So do you, do you think you should make the hard decision now and be sad now for a happy future, or be happy now and then
Humbly
later?
speaking from
Okay.
experience, I've chosen a lot of hard
Well,
things. And honestly, at the age of 25, I'm like, man, I have not lived my life. I have not like see other individuals, and not in a comparison way, but in a like perspective taking way. Like, man, they're out enjoying themselves. Man, they've been doing this for years, and I'm still in college. I'm still running. Um I'm hard on myself. I'm still growing and healing from childhood traumas, and I'm doing all this work, and I feel like I'm taking life too serious and I'm young. But I know it's going to pay off, because I'm doing the work now, and a lot of people
yeah.
are enjoying now, but that's going to catch up with them. All the work that needs to be done when they're 40s or 50s, that's when I will start to enjoy my life, mid, late 30s, 40s, 50s, because I've worked through my trauma. I've built my career. You know, I'm pursuing my dreams. But it is hard, and it is sometimes sad. And I do grieve over, you know,
Yeah.
not being a young, thriving, lit young adult. So
Yeah.
do the hard now.
So do the hard
I
now
advocate do the hard now, because
and
the
be
hard's
happy
gonna
later.
come. It's inevitable. Inevitable. Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
life,
come.
yeah.
Like,
Like you're saying, it's
you
life.
gonna meet a
Yeah.
significant other later down the road that's gonna trigger every trauma that you have, and you're gonna have to work through that. And so it's just learning who you are and finding your strengths and weaknesses, and healing and accepting and reframing and overriding neural pathways. I can go on and on. I told you I'm
Yeah.
into neuroscience, so, but I'm gonna stop talking. Next question.
Yeah. Okay, so now that you in that era, so might I ask you, when you get married, do you feel like you marry a new person every 7 years, like personality wise?
Marry a new person every 7 years? That's an interesting way of asking that question. If in a sense, yeah. I mean,
Because like the reason I say that is, I don't mean to interrupt you again, but the reason I say this because like marriage is not something you can be ready for.
hmm
Marriage is something you get ready for over time.
I agree.
So like that's why I'm asking that question.
I don't think you're ever equipped or ready for quite literally anything. And I think that's what our society gets, especially in
Yeah.
relationships. They get misconstrued, like, oh, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect time to take this step or take this leap. And there's never a perfect time. There's even a Bible scripture that supports that in Ecclesiastes. But I think you're gonna have to continually grow. That's why you got to choose a life partner. Like, the romance and the chemistry and all that phase, but you got to choose a life partner, someone that you can trust to grow with you and to help navigate through those hard times. Because you will grow and they will grow. You will change and they will change. And
Yeah.
hopefully you change and grow together and not apart.
I like that. So Well, that's better. You know, that's better said than done. So you explained it the best way you possibly can. Really can. But my next question for you is an open relationship possible if you wanted one?
You asking me personally, or you asking?
Uh, yes, personally.
No,
Personally, do you believe in
no,
open relationships? Yeah, me either. I can't see my partner. You know,
no. I'm good,
nah,
love.
I couldn't. I'm just me personally. I couldn't. But you dealt with you
Have
dealt
I
with
dealt with
people
anyone in a
with open
relationship?
relationships, right?
Oh, as a client or a significant other?
Yeah, open relationship.
Uh,
Now I'm saying like yeah,
no,
as a client.
no.
No, as a
I was
client.
using like a hypothetical. Um, no, I have not.
Um, okay. So what
What
do
do
you
I
think
think about
about
that?
dating different in religions? That's a good one. Different
Um,
religions, like your partner is a
well,
different religion
I
than you.
believe in being equally yoked, and I'm very strong in my faith. So, if we have different outlook perspectives, um, in religion, which essentially drives and molds our personality and our character, because it's our moral compass, then we just won't see eye to eye in a lot of things and how we raise our kids and our perspective of life or how we
Yeah.
navigate through things. So, not to knock any other religion, to each his own, but me personally, I would definitely date someone who believes in who I believe in and practice those same practices. I have.
So have you ever dated anyone out of your
I
religion?
had it was oh my goodness.
Oh, tell me about your experience. Like I just
It
want to know about your
was
experience.
it was years ago. I mean, it was back in grade school. He was Muslim. He was Muslim, and I was obviously Christian,
Oh,
and
okay.
I haven't talked about this in years. Sorry. But basically, he was open. He was open. So
Let it out.
we had some
It's the
very hard
pie.
conversations, and I was very mature early on, and that was a very mature relationship, very early on. Although we were young, huh? Yeah,
It had
it
to be.
was. Um, so we had some hard conversations,
It
but
had to be.
the way he presented his curiosity was kind of harshly. So that's why we had hard conversations. And as a young person, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I never really experienced someone outside of my religion, being from a small town. But we worked through it, and I invited him to church, and he came to church. And since then,
Okay.
he was going to church, and he eventually gave his life to Jesus, and he went on a mission trip with me, and et cetera, et cetera. But I kept advocating to him, please don't do this because of me. Do this because of you.
Oh,
And we're young, so I don't know what his motivations were or where he's staying now,
okay.
but
Yeah.
that was our experience years ago. So I mean,
So you're basically
I
like a
mean, you got to
missionary,
advocate for what you
follower of
believe
Christ. You
in.
know.
Um, I didn't force it upon him at all,
Yeah,
but he decided to take that route at
that's
that
true.
time.
So so with that being said, like, would you try to
Um,
convince somebody to like
no, I think I grew out of
to
that.
join our
I think
religion?
at the time I was young and on fire for
Okay.
Christ and kind of um, navigated in that way. So I was like, okay, let's you know get him and get her and do this and do that. But I'm so much more mature, and I've experiences through life have helped me shift the way I behave. And I just think just being kind and being loving, exactly who I am, and having the fruits of the spirit already conveying God. So if they will ask further, what makes you, like you are, like then I can advocate. Oh,
Okay.
this is God's glory. He's refined me. But I won't just go. My best friend is Muslim. She's from Turkey, and Sorry, that was a bug. She was open. She's open. Like, she'll come to church with me, but I'm not trying to convince her to follow Jesus. Like, we just hung out this past weekend, and I told her it's Passover Sunday, and she's like, "What's Passover Sunday?" And we sat and we talked about the story of Jesus before
Yeah.
his death. And so that's just how it is. But I'm not beating it over her head. And you need to follow Jesus. Da, da, da. So I mean, that's kind of how I navigate it now. I try.
Well, that's great. That means you're a follower of Christ. That means you're doing the right thing. So, you know, yeah. Okay, so my next question
I do.
for you is: do you think a
I do.
relationship can survive without physical
Intimacy.
intimacy?
Intimacy comes in different forms, and I think
Mm.
the
Talk to me
strongest
about
form of
that. I want to know.
intimacy is love. In the foundation of the love, God said, "Faith, hope, and love." But above these all is love. It surpasses everything. Love covers a multitude of sin. Love is unconditional. Love is kind. Love is, keeps no record of wrongdoing. So you have that foundation of love and know what love is, which in my case, God is love. So if you have the fruits of the spirit and try to walk
Yeah,
like God, that's the foundation you need. That's like there is real things out here that connects you to other people, and sex is so intimate and so beautiful, and it should be honorable. And as kings and queens, we should not just freely give our bodies to people.
nah, it
It's
is.
sacred. So I do advocate that, and I say it shouldn't be the foundation. And I do think personally, I truly understand why God advocates for saving yourself, because it's, for one, it keeps you in safeguards. It keeps you from hurt. It keeps you from being emotionally connected to people, physically connected to people, and it helps you have a clear discernment of who somebody is outside of that. And so I don't know. I think it's beautiful. I think it's sacred, and I think it does add beautiful things to the relationship. But I also think that you can until you put a ring on somebody's finger, you can. Not saying it's easy. I mean, we human, and there's temptations, and especially if you're in love with somebody. Like, I'm real. I'm not gonna be fake about it at all. I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
fake about it. But it's worth
it's
it's
hard
worth
not to.
doing it with somebody who want to spend the
Yeah,
rest of your life with, like somebody who loves you in and out. Because I
but
and
you
I
think
think
it's
that
best
really
for us
enhances
to
the
wait?
experience. I think it makes the experience 10 times greater. You trust this person. You're experiencing the most intimate form. Like, it's a gift. Sex is a gift. It should not be treated as. But what?
I agree, but I agree with I agree with you, but sometimes it'll be in my thought
Because
like,
she probably grew.
why she
She
give
probably
dude something?
grew
She
and
gonna make
learned
me
from
wait
her
to marriage.
experience. I mean, I don't
You
know.
know, like
She probably learned that
why she make
that
me wait?
wasn't what she wanted. That wasn't a great experience. That
Oh
scarred her in many ways. I don't know.
yeah, but
And I'm
true.
not
But that's
speaking for everyone. Like, I mean, some people can do that. Some people think that that's important. Some people like to test, all of those things. Some people like, so it's no judgment here. It's just what I personally think. I know. It's my,
I think you really need to get in the podcast game. You shouldn't be doing this for free. You should not be doing this for free.
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got two more questions for you.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I think so.
can you successfully do a long distance relationship?
I think the biggest pro of it is telling of the strength and
Tell me the pros and
resilience of
cons of
the
a
two
long
individuals.
distance
If
relationship.
you work through a long distance relationship, you can work through a lot of things in life. It's intentional, and it also reveals if that person is truly committed a lot. It's a lot of intentionality. It's being creative.
Yeah,
It's
true.
learning how to meet somebody's needs without being physical. What we just talked about, right? So do you truly love this person? Do you truly see a future with this person? Etc. Can you communicate well? Like all of those things come into play. Can
Yeah,
I trust you? Can you have my back and respect me and I'm not in a room and I'm miles away? So yeah, I think those are the pros of it because it's very telling of a person's character and if they're fitting for you. And the cons is obviously there's a lot of like nonverbal cues that you're missing out on, which now it's iPhone, FaceTime, but like
yeah,
nonverbal cues, like I might say this, but you can tell through my body expression that I actually meant this, or miscommunications, or the feelings of missing someone and that eliciting arguments and just little things, but it's not things that you're unable to work through if you eventually have a goal of like moving together and planning your future together. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Getting married, like you
The
said, getting married. Yeah. Okay, this is my last question for you. Now, this is the perfect question to end. To end this podcast. Can relationships indeed be
Sadly, for
equal,
the most part,
or is there
I wouldn't
always
even
a
say
power
sadly. I would
dynamic?
say there is. I would say sadly under this circumstance, even if it could have the potential to be equal, I do think that a lot of, especially opposite sex war, struggle with the power dynamic because this society is egocentric and everyone wants control and everyone wants to get back and everybody wants that power
Yeah.
dynamic. That's all get back is gaining the power back. But if it's true love, why do you need power over somebody you love if you love and trust them and want what's best for them? So it's just a lot of it is power dynamics in a lot of unhealthy, toxic, unhealed, traumatic ways, both driven consciously and unconsciously. But it can be equal in its own ways if you serving that person, they're serving you, and you're meeting their needs and they're meeting your needs, no matter how that look. Yeah, like I even no matter the circumstances, it can be equal. And it all depends because some people like to be submissive and they like for their guy to lead. And yeah, some women, I feel like majority of the women, whether they admit it or not,
Yeah, that's what I
unpopular
was going to ask.
opinion,
I was going to ask that.
I think they got this pseudo independence about themselves now that they're like, I don't need a man, I'm independent, da da this, da da. But it's only, I feel like majority of it, I won't say it's only, heavily influenced by past experience that wasn't great, that causes them to put up this protective barrier to say, I don't need a man not gonna lead me. I've had not so good experiences. Huh? Say?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I think it's
But
every
yeah, as far
person.
as submission, as far as submission, I think
I think it's
that a
every person,
woman.
not just women. I
Now
just
you
think it's
can
every
be a
person.
power, but something about a good man that makes you feel like a woman, feminine, protective, protected, loved, secured. You just turn to a little girl, and that alone is a form of submission. Is what they don't understand, and that's what a woman desires
Ooh,
for the most part. Um, so I don't know, but I didn't know how to wrap that around what I was saying. But I say it again.
that was good.
Motivation. I need some motivation.
All I know, you don't need to ever do this. This is need to be your career.
I know you just
Like this need to be your career. You more
you
like
just
you want to be
confirming it.
talented. Like this,
I do. I
you
do.
got it.
You're
This is what you
right.
need to do.
You've motivated me, and that's
You don't need to miss an episode. You need to.
I know. This is good.
Yeah,
This is good. I've had a lot of transitions in
you need to
life
be on this every
lately
night.
after graduating grad school and getting a big girl job and et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera. So that's what
that's what I'm
um
saying. You got to get this
has
app right here.
stopped me from posting on my podcast page.
Yeah,
Vibe with Z podcast. That's my podcast, guys. If you want to go subscribe on Vibe
yeah,
with Z podcast. Yeah, I'll be back up and running. But once I start, I'm rebranding. Once I start, there's no stopping. So that's why I'm kind of patient with the whole
yeah.
process
Everybody go
because
subscribe to a podcast.
I want it to be good. I agree. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I'm just
I
now
feel
getting
like
into
as a
that.
content
Like
creator,
in grad
I
school, it
feel
was a
like
lot of
you just got to
incongruencies
post
and there was a
whatever.
lot of
You know,
trying to
like
figure
you
out how
can
to
never stop.
navigate like the professional
Like
life
it
and
don't matter
chasing
what
my
people
dreams at the
think
same
cringe or
time.
not. Like you just got to keep going,
So
keep going, keep going, keep
now
going.
that I'm out of that
Yeah,
and I've shifted. No, I received that. I do receive that.
yeah. But this is you. This is you. This is 100% you. I'm not gonna lie.
Stop.
This is 100% you.
Stop.
Yeah. See me,
I'm flattered.
see me. I'm gonna
You're
learn
just
this. I'm gonna be
confirming
okay. I'm gonna
things
be
though.
cool. But no,
So
this is you. You natural.
I
You're
thank
natural.
you
You're
for
just
that.
naturally good at it.
Yeah.
So
You're just confirming.
it's just something you need to do. You know. But I'm glad that
Yeah. I was very
you
nervous when
said
I
I'm just
first
confirming it.
won. I was so nervous. I
Yeah,
like if
that's
you
what you
go,
need
I
to
don't
do.
know. You said you've been watching me for a while. If
See me, I'm gonna
you
get better. You
see
know,
like my first one
find some
from
better
like my
questions.
fourth one, and even then, like that
You
was a
know.
year ago. I'm so much better now. Like I can convey myself better and etc. So, and my editing skills are better. So when I come back, it's gonna be very nice. But I was so nervous, and I was like stumbling over questions and stuff. So you did. I know. I'm gonna look into it now that I'm here. Might as well.
Yeah. You need to invest in
You
this app.
don't.
This app is wonderful.
Yes. Yes. And small towns
Might as
are
well.
like
I feel like
they
I
don't
gotta
see the
find more people.
vision.
Like
I feel like I'm here,
I
but
don't
not
want no
here.
simple minded
Like
people. You
I
know,
feel like I'm
we from the
living
country. You
right
know, we from
now,
Mississippi,
but my
Arkansas. We
mind
don't
is
need no
already
simple
living
minded
in my
people.
dream life.
You know,
So
oh, that's what I'm saying.
same.
Yeah, me too.
So what are
But
so what
nobody
made
really
you
understand. I'm from
like
Mississippi.
not
We
me
from
turning
Arkansas.
the
Like they
interview
don't
over like
understand.
it's
Like
my
man,
podcast?
they thinking
But
like
what
right
made you
here. You
start?
know, you be middle class. You know, you gonna be all
Huh?
right. He's successful when he middle class. Well, I'm trying to get here. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Let's do it. Well, come on. It's good content. That's what I'm saying. Content can be anything. You said what made me start? Um, everybody that I always be around, they always tell me like, man, you got like a YouTuber personality, man. Why won't you just pick up a camera and just become YouTube? So what really made me is I really like to watch like interviews and stuff like this. I really love podcasts. I go to sleep to podcasts all the time. You know, I do all that. So, but then I had got my degree in communications. That's what really did it. Like when I got my degree in communication, I'm like, why am I not using my degree? She lagged out. That was good though. Good content.